everyone, my name is Rosa and this class is a Vinyasa class which is based on a theme of the studio I am teaching at, and this theme is strength. So strength physically and mentally, and I'm going to give this Vinyasa class every week, and so this month is still a couple of weeks, so every week I will give a class about strength, and they're all kind of connected. And this class is about acknowledging your strength. And what you maybe need is a strap to make your arms longer when you go into a forward fold with your legs out wide, and maybe cannot reach it easily. You cannot reach your feet easily. It's nice to have a strap or a belt or a long sock, whatever you need, or a scarf. And another thing is, if you're not sitting upright comfortably when you're sitting like this, you could always use a blanket to sit on, or a block, but maybe that's a little bit hard on your sitting bones. Okay, let's get started. Come sitting onto your mat in a cross-legged seat, or maybe you prefer to sit on your heels. Make sure your legs are relaxed, and if this is not the case and you cannot sit upright, you can always sit onto something, and that will maybe help you to sit up. If you want, you can close your eyes and arrive on the mat. Feel where your body is touching the mat, so the feet and the legs, sitting bone. And then very lightly engage your pelvic floor muscles. Very lightly, not too much tension. And then bring your lower belly in and up. Also, this is very light. And follow your spine with your mind, thoughts in your mind, and see the natural curves from your spine, and feel that your neck is also part of it. You can maybe roll your shoulders up and down the back. Relax them there. Relax the arms. Palms are on your knees or on your thighs, or maybe into the lap. The palms facing up or down. Whatever feels good for you right now. And the chin is slightly in. The crown of the head is reaching up. The theme of this class is acknowledging your strength. And the intention with this is to acknowledge what you already achieved, and which developments you have had in your life already, and to be proud of this. You are still there. You're still standing. Acknowledge the strength mentally and physically which took you here. And be proud of it. Maybe you feel a little bit lost right now. It can be possible. Something has brought you here, and that is your strength. Start your Ujjayi breath by breathing through the nose, through the back of the throat and into the lungs. With every inhale, you feel the ribcage expanding. With every exhale, you feel warm air coming from your nose. Make sure the breaths are equal. And if it's ever necessary to breathe out through your mouth, please do. Bring your hands in front of your heart into a prayer position and set your own intention for this practice. You can open up your eyes, plant your palms in front of you, and come into a tabletop position. So on hands and knees. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your hips. And then with an inhale, you bring the tailbone up, belly down, look up. Exhale, tailbone goes down, belly rounds, and look in. Inhale, plant the palms, tailbone up, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, tailbone up, look up, cow pose. Exhale, back rounds into a cat pose. Last one, inhale, cow. And exhale. Cat. Then with an inhale you come to a tabletop position again, so your back is neutral. And bring your knees as wide as your mat. Your big toes are touching in the middle of the mat, and bring your heels towards your hips towards your heels. Your hands reach out in front of you. Bring your forehead onto the mat. Child's pose, Balasana. As you may know, you can always come back to this pose whenever you feel tired or lost during the practice. Make sure you then, when you're here, you listen to your powerful breath. Strength in that breath. With your next inhale, come to hands and knees. So make sure your knees are underneath your hips again, and your feet are also as wide as your hips. Take your socks off. And bring your toes under. Press the balls of the feet so that's the space underneath your toes. Into the mat. You plant them into the mat and then come up to a downward facing dog. First downward facing dog of the practice. Would you like to pedal your feet out by bending one knee and then the other? Do whatever feels good. Maybe shake your head loose. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and step towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And with an exhale, you fold forward. And grab the opposite elbow. Then grab the opposite elbow. Fold forwards into a ragdoll pose. The feet are planted into the mat. The sitting bones are reaching up. Your upper body is relaxed. Maybe you bend the knees if it's necessary. With an exhale, let go. You can choose if you want to bring your feet together so the big toes touch in the middle of the mat and the heels are slightly apart, or maybe you prefer to have your feet as wide as your hips. Then plant the feet with an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart, Samasthiti. Mountain pose. Stay here. Feel strong as a mountain. Feel that strength of a mountain. Your feet are grounded. Tailbone is under, lower belly in and up. Relax the shoulders and the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Smile to yourself. Acknowledge that power, that strength. And then with an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. So your hands are onto your legs, or if it's possible for you, you can bring your fingertips or your whole hands to the mat. But make sure there's a horizontal line from your tailbone to the crown of the head. And with an exhale, you plant the palms and bring your right foot back and then your left foot back into a plank pose. Heels reaching backwards, crown of the head reach forwards. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders and the core is engaged. Plank pose. And bring your knees onto the mat. And with an exhale, come all the way down. Going to the toes. And with an inhale, come up, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So in downward facing dog, your arms are as wide as your shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. So you really got that whole hand to cover you. And the weight is equally on the front, on the arms, and on the legs. Breathe. Listen to your breath. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat, and this time you can choose to either walk or lightly jump towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the feet, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Going further, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and bring your left foot back and then your right foot back into plank pose again. This time we keep the knees up, and with an exhale we're coming all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, bring your chest up into a high cobra. So this time also your belly is up. And with an exhale, downward facing dog. Lower belly in and up. Heels reach towards the mat, they don't have to touch. As long as you feel a stretch in the back of the legs. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and step or jump towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. And again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and bring your right foot back and then your left foot back again in a plank pose. This time we keep the knees up, but now we're going halfway down into a chaturanga. So with an exhale, you come halfway down. Inhale, roll over the toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So next time you can choose. Bring your knees on or off the mat. Coming all the way or halfway down. Coming into a cobra or downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look to the front of the mat, step or jump towards the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the palms and bring your left foot back and then your right foot back into a plank pose. Then you can choose to do, put your knees down or knees up, all the way or halfway down. Go down, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Everybody in downward facing dog. Now everybody comes to a child's pose. So bring your knees down. Your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes to touch in the middle of the mat. Hips towards heels. Forehead onto the mat. Take this time to acknowledge what you already achieved. What you already can do, what your body or your mind are capable of. If you're ready, come back to a downward facing dog again. Make your way. Make sure your knees and feet are as wide as your hips. And then with an inhale, bring your right leg up. Exhale, place your right foot next to your right thumb. If you need more steps to come there, that's totally fine. And bring your back foot in a 45-degree angle so your toes are pointing diagonally on your mats. And then with an inhale, bring your arms up, wherever you want. So also the outer edge of your left foot is planted into the mat. Right knees over the right ankle. Hips and upper body are facing the front of the mat. Make sure you're stable. Interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Make sure you're stable in your legs, and with an exhale, fold forward into a humble warrior. Shoulder, right shoulder next to your right knee or next to your under leg, your lower leg, sorry. And breathe here, listen to yourself. One more breath. And with an inhale, Let go of the fingers, bring your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands onto your hips and come face the long side of the mat. So your legs are wide, toes are slightly in, heels are slightly apart. Bring your hands into your hips and stand here for a couple of breaths. I always feel one way or the other very proud in this pose. It's a really proud pose. So I think it's a good time to acknowledge your strength. Feel the strongness of your legs. Stand upright. Be proud of yourself. With your next inhale, you lengthen. And with an exhale, you fold from the hips forward. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And maybe if you can go further, you can bring your hands in between your feet. Make sure your spine is still long. With every inhale, you lengthen. And with every exhale, you fold a little bit deeper. Outer edges of the feet are planted into the mat. Your hands underneath your shoulders again. Inhale, lengthen. And come down and walk your hands towards the front side of your mat. So right knee is bent, the left heel is reaching backwards, and we're going into a lunge right now. So with an inhale, reach the arms up. Reach the back heel backwards. Lower belly in and up, relax the shoulders, feel strong. Breathe. Smile. Last inhale. And with an exhale, you plant the palms and bring your right foot back into a plank pose. Your choice to do a vinyasa or come straight to downward facing dog. If you do a vinyasa, plant your knees onto the mat or keep them up. Exhale all the way or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. When you arrive in downward facing dog, with an inhale, bring your left leg up. And exhale, bring your left foot next to your left thumb. Back foot in a 45-degree angle. Inhale, reach the arms up. Also here, your lower belly is in and up. Relax the shoulders. Look forwards with a powerful, steady gaze. Interlace your fingers behind you. Maybe this time the other way around, so the other thumb is on top. With an inhale, you lengthen. And with an exhale, you fold forward. Make sure those legs are strong. Bring your shoulder next to your left knee or your left lower leg. And listen to your breath. Full, strong breaths. With your next inhale, let go of the hands. Reach the arms up. Bring your hands onto your hips and face to the long side of the mat again. Doing the same thing as we did on the other side. Stand for a couple of breaths here like a proud, proud person. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold from the hips forwards. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders or maybe in between the feet. Bring your hands under your shoulders again. Inhale, halfway lift. And with an exhale, you walk your hands forwards. Bend your left knee. The ball of your right foot is into the mat. The heel is reaching backwards. With your next inhale, you bring your arms up. Crescent lunge, Vinyasa. Feel like a strong, strong person. Strong legs. Strong breath. Acknowledge what is there already. Inhale. And exhale, plant the pause, bring your left foot back into plank pose. Do Vinyasa or come straight to downward facing dog. Rest in downward facing dog or come to a child's pose if it's necessary. And it doesn't mean you're not strong if you go to a child's pose. Maybe it's even stronger because then you acknowledge that you need rest. Acknowledge that you already have strength and that everybody needs rest. Also the strong persons. So if you were in child's pose, come into a downward facing dog again. From downward facing dog, with an inhale, bring your right leg up and then bend the knee to open up the hip. And then with an exhale, very lightly tap the toes onto the mat. Plant the left foot into the mat. Reach the right arm over into Wild Thing. Chamatkarasana. Show the world what you got. I always like to roll my wrists over here. Then plant your right palm. Come back into a downward facing dog with the right leg up. And with an exhale, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, right leg up. And bring your right knee into the chest. Bring it a little bit to the right. Plant your right knee under your right wrist. Your right foot under your left wrist. Left knee down. Toes flat. Look over your left shoulder to check if your left leg is in line with the left hip. Look forward again. Inhale, lengthen. And with an exhale, fold forward. Bring your forehead onto the mat, on your hands, or maybe onto a blanket. And breathe. If there's any pain in the knee, please come out and bring your knee more to the middle. And again, in this pose, think of all the things you've already accomplished, you've already achieved. With your next inhale, walk your hands up, plant the palms, bring your left toes under, and come into a downward facing dog again. Pedal your feet out. Feel the difference between one side and the other. And come to stillness again. With an inhale, bring your left leg up, open up the hip by bending the knee. And exhale, place your left foot onto the mat, so the left toes. The right foot is planted into the mat. Reach the left arm over into a wild thing. Show the world your strength. Show the world your heart. Bring your left hand onto the mat again. Come into a downward facing dog with the left leg up. And with an exhale, you bring your left knee towards your left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, left knee towards your right elbow. Inhale up. Left knee into the chest. Bring your left knee a little bit to the left. And bring your left knee underneath your left wrist onto the mat. Your left foot under your right wrist, right knee down, toes flat. And look over your right shoulder to check if your right leg is in line with your right hip. Maybe you need to adjust a little. That's totally fine. Look forward again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Again, if there's any pain in the knee, please come out and try to bring your knee more to the middle. Something has brought you here, and that is your strength. Next, inhale, walk your hands up, plant the palms, bring your right toes under and come into a downward facing dog. Last downward facing dog of the practice. If you still want to do a vinyasa, do it now. Otherwise, enjoy this last downward facing dog. Do whatever you need or like to do. you're in downward facing dog, bend your knees, look to the front of the mat, and you can either step or jump into a seated position this time. So cross your ankles and then come seated onto the seat. Bring your soles of the feet together in front of you, and maybe that means they're here, maybe they're closer to your body. It's all good. Maybe you need to sit on something to lengthen your spine more. Maybe it's nice to massage your feet. Acknowledge what they've done for you all these years. And with your next inhale, reach the arms up. And with an exhale, twist from the core to the right. Right hand behind you, your left hand on your right knee or on the upper leg. With every inhale you lengthen, and with every exhale you twist a little deeper. Maybe it's a tiny, tiny bit. It's also inhale, come to the center, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left, bring your left hand behind you. Maybe the fingertips, maybe the full hand onto the mat. And twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Twisting out all the things you don't need. With an inhale, come to the center again, reach the arms up. And with an exhale, this time fold forward. So maybe your forehead is onto the mat or onto a block. You can put your head like this onto a block, but maybe it's also nice to just let your head loose. With every inhale you lengthen, and with every exhale you come a little bit deeper. Full breaths. Ready, walk your hands up. Bring your knees together and straighten your legs out in front of you. And bring your hands next to your hips, flat onto the mat. Maybe you need to bend your knees for that, if your arms are long. Flex the feet. Sit up tall. And again, maybe you need to sit onto a blanket to sit up tall. Lower belly in and up. Look forward to one point with a steady, powerful, full of strength gaze. The next poses, grab your strap if you think you need one. Bring your right knee in, your right knee falls out to the side, so the sole of your right foot is in the inner upper leg. Inhale, reach the arms up, flex the left foot, maybe twist a little bit to the left foot, and with an exhale you fall over the left leg. If you have the strap, bring it on the ball of the left foot, so underneath your toes. With every inhale you lengthen, and with every exhale you fold a little bit deeper. And maybe first your knee is bent so that the spine can be long, your back straight. That's the most important thing, your back. And maybe with every exhale your leg will straighten a little bit more. So breathe, really focus on your breath. With your next inhale, take the strap with you and walk your hands up. Bring your right knee up, straighten the leg, and then bring your left knee up. Bring your left knee to the side. Flex the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Twist a little bit to the right foot, and with an exhale, you fall over the leg. Bring the strap or your hands behind the ball of your right foot. With every inhale you lengthen, and with every exhale you come maybe a little bit deeper in the pose. Take your strap with you, walk yourself up, and bring your left leg also out, and then your both legs are straight. Maybe you're sitting on something to make the spine long. With an inhale we lengthen the arms, maybe you take a strap with you. And with an exhale you fall over both legs. Maybe you need to bend your knees. Bring the strap behind the balls of the feet. Inhale, lengthen spine. And exhale, go a little bit deeper. Maybe your legs are going more straight right now. Go of the strap, take it to the side, we don't need it anymore. Walk yourself up. Come sit in front of your mat. Reach the arms straight out in front of you, and with an exhale, while using the core, we're coming lying onto the back. Nice. And bring both legs up to the sky. Your arms are alongside the body, the palms facing up. Shake your legs a little bit. Really lightly, just how you like it. Maybe you roll the ankles. Let loose. Bring your arms up above your shoulders in a vertical line, and also your hands you can shake a little bit. You roll the wrists. Letting the blood flow to the other direction. Maybe you want to stand still, that's also fine. Bring your knees towards your chest. Bend your knees, your hands onto the knees. And then we're gonna roll our knees to the right. Roll them to the front, to the left, and to the back. So you massage your lower back. Do that a couple of times more. Middle, go to the other direction. And then if you're ready, come to Shavasana. So if you're getting cold quickly, put something nice and warm on. Make sure you do it mindfully. And then bring your legs out, toes pointing outwards. Your arms alongside the body with the palms facing up, so that you really can relax your shoulders into that mat. Feel the back of the head heavy into the mat. Now you can let go of any controlled breathing, any tension. This is a time for you where you don't have to do anything. Please stay here. I'll tell you when you can go out. head from side to side. Bring your knees into the chest. And roll over to the right side. Bend your left palm and come up with the eyes closed into a seated position, just like how you started the practice. Bring your hands in front of your heart into a prayer position. And remember your own intention you set at the beginning of the class. Like you can open up your eyes. I'd like to thank you for joining me. Namaste. So if you have any questions, requests, comments, you can always let me know. Thank you.